The people that I've spoken to, they are so much worried here in Lesotho that if tariffs are to go by to 50%, we know that now we still have a pause, a 90-day pause by Donald Trump. But if it is to go by, it's going to affect a lot of people here in Lesotho because Lesotho is so dependent on textile industry factories, clothing factories rather in Lesotho that also export beyond the borders of Lesotho, United States also included. If I can tell you, Olive, I was in one company where they told me that the golf t-shirts that Donald Trump wears, they manufacture them in Lesotho, and I was in that company and I saw some golf t-shirt being manufactured there. But today I'm at another factory again where it's a clothing factory where they manufacture also clothes, jeans that goes to the United States. Some of them that even maybe Donald Trump wears. But let me just bring in the managing director of this company just to speak more on this. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? This is a big company here in Lesotho and a clothing company that manufactures beyond the borders of Lesotho. Please, can you tell us what you do here?
Good morning and thank you for having me. I am working here as the general manager, and what we do here is to manufacture jeans that we sell, like you correctly said, outside the borders of Lesotho. This is the first company that is dominantly owned by the Lesotho citizens. We have a complement of over 2,000 people working for the same group. It's 3 facilities, but it's managed by one owner, which is Mr. Tebo Kobedi.
And how big is the textile industry, and also how does it boost the economy of Lesotho?
The textile industry is the biggest one that we have on the private sector. Actually, we say it is the second largest after government of Lesotho. There comes the textile. This is where we have in total, we have over 30,000 Basotho working in the textile industry. So it's a bigger one that we have in the country after the government of Lesotho.
Let's talk about the tariffs. We know that 50% was imposed before the pause. If 90 days lapses and Donald Trump comes back and still impose 50% on Lesotho, especially when you look at the textile industry, how is it that going to affect the Basotho people and also the workers, thousands of workers that I'm seeing here?
When we first learned of the 50%, we were also uttermost shocked, because then it is not good news. It is going to negatively impact a number of jobs that we have, because, say for instance, if you were to ship 1 million worth of goods to the US, having the duty of 500,000, that is almost impossible. We had not had structured prices in a way that also to the end market that can be consumed. It takes longer process. It is a process to have that, priced with the customer as well. And the 50% tariff, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Olive, let me just bring in one worker here just to hear if these tariffs, if imposed, how they are going to affect them. Good morning, ma'am. Do you know about the 50% tariff that Donald Trump was about to impose on Lesotho? As a worker, a factory worker, how will this affect you?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Like you said, I'm one of the operators in this factory. Definitely, it will affect us personally, because if I'm one of the family and I'm the breadwinner of the family, obviously, if that impact has been in the process, there will be no food in the family. Like I said, I'm the breadwinner of the family. I sponsor more than 5 heads of the family with food and everything.
Okay, Olive, you just heard one of the workers there and also the general manager speaking to us if these tariffs are to go by, how it's going to affect families' livelihoods here in Lesotho. But not only Lesotho, we know that many African countries, if these tariffs are to go by, many of them are dependent on exporting their goods to the US and other countries that are the Western countries. And we also know about AGOA. If this is to go by, what is going, we know that many countries are also worried about the AGOA, where the free trade AGOA, where most of the countries have been exporting rather, their goods to the US are free of trading. So this is going to affect many citizens of Africa, not only Africa, but worldwide. We know, we have seen already the effects of these tariffs. It's now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Bongani, for bringing us that very detailed update from the perspective of, a leader in the business sector and someone who might be impacted. I did see a report that said Lesotho exports $237 million worth of goods to the United States, primarily textiles, and imports less than $3 million worth of goods. And that if this pulls through, about 30,000 workers, textile workers, stand to potentially lose their means of livelihood. And we've got to speak with one who shared that she's the breadwinner. So thank you for bringing that report. We hope that after this pause happens, we might not need to revisit this conversation, as the right policies will then be put in place to ensure that there's some sort of fairness and balance. Thank you, Bongani.